Interestingly, on the subject of elephants, I was going to take bath in Mother Ganga in Haridwar, and there was a procession. And it was an amazing procession of these sadhus. And one particular, the guru was on an elephant. Huge elephant. And he was sitting on the elephant. And he had matted hair. And his matted hair, he had it come out like this. So he was sitting on top of the elephant in a nice seat. And his hair was so long that it practically went all the way down below the body of the elephant on both sides. It must have been, I would estimate his hair was, he was probably about 5 feet tall, maybe 5'5", like me, but his hair was probably 8 feet long. Because it went down from his head, across his whole body, and then all the way down practically to the belly, to the bottom of the belly of the elephant on both sides. It's actually quite nice to see. And there was bands playing and dancers dancing and singers singing. And meanwhile, he was going on the elephant. And behind him were his disciples. They were all sadhus. And they had ashes on their bodies and long matted hair. And they were all riding on camels. And each one had a particular weapon they were carrying, tridents and other swords. It was interesting because they were on because camels are not that easy to ride, actually. They're on the back of a camel, and one is carrying this big trident, and at the same time the camel's moving, and people are throwing garlands and flowers on all of them, and then they're trying to smoke ganja. I was afraid he would fall off the camel, either due to intoxication or just the logistics of doing all these things at the same time. But it obviously was an important thing for him. It was quite incredible. And all the government agents and all the government people and there were thousands of people offering garlands to all of them as they were going down the road. And every half a block, people were coming out with these nice mango lassi drinks and everything to give. So it was quite nice procession, actually. But he was on an elephant. So, Vishnu, he speaks to the devas. And when Vishnu wants to help you, he does it in a way that you actually become self-realized if you just take advantage of the opportunity he's giving. Vishnu could have he's in the hearts of all the asuras, yes, he's the Paramatma. He could have just taken a Sudarshan chakra from within their hearts and just go, psh, and all the asuras are gone. But that wouldn't have been so exciting or instructive. So he said, make truce with them for the higher cause of getting nectar. And this was very interesting, because however much we are different from each other, we can unite for the higher principle. That's what the Sankirtan movement is, uniting for the higher principle. Now for them, the higher principle was their own personal sense gratification for the asuras. But for devotees, we can put aside all of our superficial differences for the higher principle of pleasing Krishna. Samsiddhir Haritoshanam. The ultimate goal of all of our activities is to please Krishna, to please Srila Prabhupada. And in doing so, to become liberated from our own egos and love Krishna. So for the purpose of nectar, they united to churn this ocean. And then it's a long story. We discuss it many times. We're all united for the purpose of the nectar of devotion. Yes? Bhakti Rasamrita, Sindhu. This nectar is not just coming from an ocean, it is an ocean. That's what Prabhupada came to give us, the nectar of devotion on behalf of Rupa Goswami and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we are united to get that nectar and to spread that nectar. But it doesn't come easy. So many difficulties they were going through. They couldn't lift the mountain, then the mountain started sinking, then the mountain started shaking, then fire started burning them. Long efforts. And Krishna was right there to help them at every stage whenever they turned. And finally they started. Finally, after all this hard work and risking their lives and troubles and problems just to get the churning situation established, then they start churning. Whew, it's actually working now. Whew, whew. And what comes out? Poison. Lord Shiva drinks the poison. To show the ultimate service of the Lord is to show compassion to others, even if it means taking sacrifices and risks to oneself. And then so many temptations. Horse comes out, elephant comes out, jewels come out, surabhis come out, Lakshmi comes out. Krishna warned them. Anything bad comes out, don't be distracted by that. And anything good comes out, don't be tempted and diverted from the path. Just keep churning. Keep your mind focused on the nectar. As we're churning our hearts through chanting Hare Krishna and following the path of bhakti, sometimes very difficult obstacles like poison comes. We cannot be disoriented. We cannot give up our hope. We have to keep focused on our goal. And other times, wonderful temptations and opportunities can come that can divert us from the path. We have to keep focused. And in order for that focus to be real, we need to perform our sadhana sincerely every day, and we need very, very good association. Without good association, good hearing and chanting God's names, reading Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, we can easily get diverted, either by the difficulties or by the charming opportunities that we get. They'll all come. We need to help each other keep our focus on the goal, pure love of God, and not stop with anything else. And eventually, Dhanvantari came out with a golden pot of Amrita. Just what they wanted. The demigods were so happy to see the Lord come out with this. But after all that work, all that trouble, the Devas took it all away. Another test. We trusted Krishna. And now they have it all, and they're going to drink it all, and things are going to be worse. But devotees never give up their faith or hope. Srila Prabhupada said, impossible is a word in a fool's dictionary. Whatever the impediment, whatever the difficulty, if we just are happy knowing that Krishna's all powerful and Krishna's all merciful. And I give my life to Krishna. Whatever may happen, let it be. I'm with you, Krishna. I'm for you, Krishna. As the servant of the servant of the servant. We have nothing to fear. It was an impossible situation until Mohini Murti appeared. She made the impossible possible. Through her powers, the asuras willingly gave all the nectar to her, and she gave it all to the demigods. And then she took her form of Vishnu and flew away. But then the asuras were really angry because they knew they got cheated. And they started another war. And Jayanta, according to Skanda Purana, the son of Indra, he took that pot of nectar during this 12-day war, and in different places, he hid it. In Prayag, he would hide it in these different places at different intervals at Prayag, Haridwar, Ujjain, and Nasik. And in each of these 4 places, every 12 years, this Amrit emerges with its full potency. And according to what people want, Krishna reciprocates. If you go with real faith, and faith in this nectar, faith in the Ganga, faith in the Kumbh Mela, and with this real faith you go because you want something material, then you'll get blessed to get that material blessing. If you want mystic cities, like many of the yogis, they will get mystic cities. If you want liberation, if you're a Brahmavad, then you'll get liberation. If you want pure devotional service, then you will be enriched and the doors will open wider and there'll be more support and more facility given to you by the blessings of that to achieve pure devotional service. So many different people are going. Out of the 20 billion people that go, people are asking for different things. See, the Ganga has 3 forms, according to Sripad Vallabhacharya. There's the form of the Ganga of water. And on the earthly plane, the water's there. And she's nourishing the crops. She's giving bathing water. She's giving drinking water. She's giving so many gifts to human society in the form of water. But also Ganga is a place of pilgrimage. And people who have faith in Ganga in this way can access her blessing as a place of pilgrimage where they can get these different things. Some people want good husband or good wife, or if they already have a wife or husband, they want them to be good. That's a more difficult thing to ask Mother Ganga. Make my husband or my wife the way I want them to be. Or they want to pass their exams, or they want their business to go better, or they want to win an election. So many things. People are going to bathe in the Ganga with some faith. Others want powers, mysticism. Others, they want love of God. So Ganga appears as a holy place of pilgrimage. And then the third aspect of Ganga is she is the divine goddess, an expansion of the pleasure potency of the Supreme Lord. And if we love her as a person, and have faith and worship her as a person, then she could give pure bhakti. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what was his faith in Mother Ganga? Should I continue? It is explained in Chaitanya Bhagavat that Ganga Devi, the goddess, the divine personality of Ganga, who presides over the Ganga, who's non-different than her water and who's non-different than her being the place of pilgrimage to remove our sins. Ganga Devi is thinking that Yamuna Mai is such wonderful service. The Gopas are bathing in her, and Krishna and Balaram are bathing in her, and they're bringing the cows and the calves and the bulls to drink her waters, and they're having all sorts of water sports in Ganga, and she's supplying such beautiful, beautiful arrangements. Yashoda Mai is bathing Krishna in the Yamuna. And Nanda Maharaj is taking baths in the Yamuna, and Krishna and all his friends are having their most intimate, loving leelas. And the gopis, Krishna's standing on the bank of the Yamuna playing his flute, and Yamuna's stopping her waters and bringing him lotus flowers. And then on the banks of the Yamuna, the gopis are having Ras Leela with Krishna, and she's offering soothing breezes for the pleasure of Krishna and Radharani and gopis. And then in the Ras Leela, Krishna takes Radharani and all the gopis in the Yamuna, and they're laughing together and playing together and hiding behind lotus flowers together, and Yamuna is just serving. All she does is serve, facilitate love, facilitate pastimes. Ganga was not envious. Ganga was not jealous. Ganga was just so much happy to see the good fortune of Yamuna, but was longing that she could do that service too. So she did tapasya. And Krishna gave her the blessing in Kali Yuga. Radha and Krishna, Radha Krishna will appear as Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Radha Bhava Duti Suvalitam Nomi Krishna Swarupam. And perform the same Braja Leela in Navadvip. And you will be there to assist in every way. And how she assisted? In every way. When Gauranga Mahaprabhu decided to appear, he chose to do it during an eclipse where everyone was in the Ganga. And in those days, for the whole duration of the eclipse, everyone stood in the Ganga and loudly chanted the holy name. And Nimai, when he was a little boy, his mother would make all nice arrangements for him to bathe in Ganga. And when he was a student, practically for a major portion of the day, Nimai and his students would just play in the Ganga. They'd splash everyone and spit water in the faces of Brahmins who were trying to do their Gayatris. So many pastimes. Just playing in the Ganga, almost all day, Nimai and his friends, just like Krishna and the Gopas. In fact, they were Krishna and the Gopas. And Keshav Kashmiri, what was Nimai's love and faith in Ganga? 3 times a day. He would bow down to her, worship her, honor her. He was teaching us what devotion is. And when Keshav Kashmiri came, we saw the drama, Adi Keshav Prabhu. He appeared. And little Charuni was Nimai. And Nimai said, "Oh, you are the greatest of all Pandits. Gada Saraswati appears on your tongue every time you speak. Please compose verses in glorification of Mother Ganga." And Keshav Kashmiri, like the raging wind, composed instantly 100 verses glorifying Ganga Devi. And it was there on the bank of the Ganga that Nimai liberated his soul. How? By taking away his ego, so that he could be humble and grateful, and then receive the mercy. Very systematic science. And Mahaprabhu, he inaugurated the Sankirtan movement on the bank of Ganga. And he took sannyas at Katwa on the bank of the Ganga, bathed in Ganga. And then when he took sannyas and he went to Puri, according to Vrindavan Das Thakur, Mother Ganga was so eager to continue assisting Lord Chaitanya because he was bathing in her at least 3 times every day. Sometimes he'd be in her most of the day. And she was just doing seva, offering her life for the pleasure of the Lord and his devotees. But now he's living in Puri. So Ganga was flowing very fast from Navadvip to merge into the sea. At Ganga Sagar, she merges into the sea, and then her waters rushed to Puri, because Lord Chaitanya was bathing in the sea 3 times a day, and she was there assisting Samudra in facilitating the happiness of Lord Chaitanya and his devotees. Bathing Haridas Thakur's body in so many wonderful pastimes. And when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu decided to go to Bengal, what did he say? He said, I come in 2 forms in this age of Kali. As wood and as water. As wood I am Lord Jagannath, and as water I am Mother Ganga, who have come to deliver the fallen souls of their sins and give love for Krishna. And when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was walking, he said, I'm going to Bengal. Lord Chaitanya said at one point, I'm going to Bengal for 2 reasons. To see my mother, Sachi, and my mother, Ganga. And as he was on his way, when he came close to the Ganga, he started glorifying anyone who bathes in Ganga, touches the Ganga, drinks Ganga, sees Ganga, or anyone who is touched by a breeze that has come from the Ganga will get Krishna prema, love for Krishna. Now, is this an exaggeration? No. But we have to be receptive. That blessing is there, but we have to be receptive to benefit. It's like, for those of you who have Ayurvedic doctors, recently one Ayurvedic doctor wanted to give me some medicine, so he told me I have to do some sort of a panchakarma. By doing that panchakarma, an abbreviated version, he said that will facilitate the ability to digest and assimilate the medicine. Otherwise, even the best medicine, if you can't digest it and assimilate it, it has minimal benefit to you. To the degree you have the power to assimilate a medicine, it actually takes effect. So to the degree we are humble, to the degree we are grateful, to the degree we really, really deeply have a service attitude, to the degree we really have faith, then yes, just the breeze of the Ganga can awaken love of God with us if we have the receptivity to digest that blessing. If you eat a Anakuta, Govardhan Puja feast, and you're laying on your left side, wishing you hadn't eaten so much. And someone comes with a big, gigantic gulab jamun and says, please take this. What will you do? We will go, You have no power. But if you're really hungry, then you could really appreciate it and you could assimilate it. You can digest it. So similarly, that humility, that gratitude, that service attitude gives us a hunger for Krishna prema, a hunger for service, a hunger to chant God's names. And then when we chant Krishna's names, when we take bath in the Ganga, when we associate with holy people, we get proportionate effects. Thank you very much. See, devotees are so nice. Even disturbance makes devotees happy. So this is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appreciation of Mother Ganga. But Narottam Das Thakur, in one song, he explains that by bathing hundreds of times in the Ganga, one could be purified of sins, and eventually love of God could awaken. But just by seeing a pure Vaishnava, the same effect is achieved. Because devotees of the Lord, they are holy places personified. And Srila Prabhupada explained in regard to Kumbh Mela, people come to bathe in the Ganga, but because they don't have proper understanding, they don't have proper gratitude, they don't have proper conception of what the purpose of life is, they take their bath in the Ganga, but they don't really benefit very much. Therefore, the real purpose of going on pilgrimage, whether it's Kumbh Mela or going to Vrindavan or Navadvip, is to associate with holy people. Because the Ganga of the Hari Katha that is coming from their mouths, the Ganga of the blessings that are coming from their hearts, is the most valuable, priceless of all blessings. And Prabhupada would quote Vedavyas that those who go to the holy place just to bathe in the river without associating and seeking out saintly people, this is a symptom of Kali. Yes, Ganga is all merciful, but without the blessings of saintly people and learning from them, we cannot access that blessing. And the most powerful current of grace in this age of Kali is Krishna's holy names. Kalera dosandide rajan asti heka mahadguna kirtanad eva krishnasya mukta sangha paramraje. This Kali is an ocean of faults, but there is a benediction. If we just grateful to receive the instruction of Srila Prabhupada, he has given us this ultimate benediction. Simply chanting the holy names of the Lord, the result of following every other possible devotional activity. Aho bata swapa chotogariyam. Kapila Deva explains, even if you're born in a family of Chandala, the lowest birth by social standards, if one is chanting the holy names, that means one has gone to all holy places, bathed in all the holy rivers many, many, many millions of times, has studied all the Vedas, have done all kinds of yajnas. The same result is there in this age of Kali by simply serving the Vaishnavas and sincerely crying out Krishna's holy name. These are a few thoughts about Kumbh Mela. And Sri Dhamma Prabhu, can you introduce the devotees from China and ask them to come up?
Hare Krishna. So, as part of our service to our beloved Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada wanted the message of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to go to every nook and corner of the world. And he did most of the job, but he left few of the places, one specific place exclusively for his disciples, where he personally did not go himself. He left this place exclusively for his disciples to inundate with the holy name. And specifically, he ordered His Holiness Tamal Krishna Maharaj to go to China. And we know that over the years, by Prabhupada's great kindness, by Mahaprabhu's mercy, there has been wonderful preaching happening in China. Even though the whole preaching is completely underground, it is not allowed officially by the government. But there's wonderful preaching happening, and there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of devotees in major cities of China receiving Krishna consciousness and flourishing in the Krishna consciousness. And as part of their yearly yatra, to really get inspiration for them to continue in China under such adverse situations, they are a group of more than 50 devotees under the leadership of His Grace Krishna Baldev Prabhu, who is our very senior Prabhupada disciple, and His Grace Chandrasekhar Prabhu, who is the GBC for the whole China region. We are very fortunate that the group of 50 devotees are here with us at Radha Gopinath temple. And they are all sitting over there, and they have come here to Shri Radha Gopinath temple to really honestly give their association, and we should learn from them how they are doing the Krishna consciousness. But the also purpose is to interact and understand the mood of that is prevalent at Radha Gopinath temple. So I would like to request all the devotees from China to kindly stand up so that devotees can see them. So all of us, let us with great enthusiasm, great love, and great admiration for these wonderful devotees, welcome them with great warm hearts by very loudly chanting. Srila Prabhupada ki, His Holiness Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj ki.
Actually, living here in India, so many temples of Krishna, Vishnu, you could come here anytime, any day. Tendency is to take for granted. But these devotees in China and in the past in Russia, they have to risk their lives to follow Krishna consciousness. They could get in serious trouble with the government. They have to go underground and secretly. And they're not doing it because their parents or their grandparents have told them to do it. It's something completely new. They've come in contact with either our literature or our devotees, with Srila Prabhupada's blessing, and their hearts were so much deeply moved that they're willing to take this risk to give their lives to Krishna consciousness. And I asked one lady who's been a devotee in China for many years, Gopi Gita Devi, she's here. I said, how often do you put on a sari? She said, whenever I could come to India. We have so much to learn from these wonderful, wonderful devotees in China. And His Holiness Tamal Krishna Goswami, when Prabhupada ordered him to go, it was a very difficult subject. He had to go and conceive of a whole way of reaching the people. Couldn't just do Harinam in the streets or book distribution or just giving college lectures. Just staying in a hotel and somehow or other getting people to come and teaching them in a very, very intelligent, sensitive, devotional way, making prasad for them, getting kicked out of the hotel and going to another one, dressing, growing hair long, dressing in regular clothes. But by his efforts and his devotion to Srila Prabhupada's instruction, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati asked Prabhupada to go to the West. Nobody had ever done it before. It was impossible, and succeeded. But on the basis of that faith and determination, what Prabhupada did, in a very similar way, on Prabhupada's order, Tamal Krishna Goswami went to China. And now there's hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands, of devotees in China. And these devotees like Krishna Baladev Prabhu, Chandrasekhar Prabhu, they risk their lives there. And they're not even allowed in the country anymore. Their life and soul is to help the Chinese people, but they're not allowed. So it's a very wonderful thing that we should all feel deeply honored and grateful that in their brief journey to India, their pilgrimage, they've chose to spend about 1 week with us here at Radha Gopinath Temple. So at this time, Sri Dhamma Prabhu will invite some of the Chinese devotees to come up and tell some things about how Srila Prabhupada's blessings are coming in China. I'd also like to welcome, I see my very exalted god sisters, Vishaka Devi Prabhu and Mahamaya Devi Prabhu. I see them in some distant places. Can you both please stand up? These are two of my very, very senior god sisters. Vishaka Devi is one of the closest, dearest associates of Srila Prabhupada, traveling with Prabhupada on so many occasions. Exalted lecturer, photographer, writer, mother of Rasamrita and Haripriya Devi, and Mahamaya Devi, who's been stronghold of bhakti decade after decade, and has a wonderful, exalted son, Rasacharya Prabhu. Let us welcome these two glorious daughters of Srila Prabhupada to Radha Gopinath temple by loudly chanting Haribol.
Hare Krishna. So can I request a Krishna Baldev Prabhu? Is he here? Okay. So Yudhamani Prabhu, they will speak in Chinese, and we will have Chandrasekhar Prabhu can translate for us then.